Have you ever experienced something so crippling in your life that has made you feel broken? I have. Are you someone who has a giving heart but is struggling to feel good themselves? Are you consistently putting your needs aside to take care of everyone else? If so, you're not alone. Giving starts with giving to yourself so that you are able to give of yourself to other people. Isn't it time you took back control and discovered what makes you tick? Join me in my journey and find out how you can feel better about yourself, live your best life, and share that with others. Thinking of yourself, it doesn't make you selfish, it makes you brave. I'm Nelia, and this is the Giving Starts With You podcast. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Giving Starts With You podcast. I'm your host, Nelia Hutt. I am so grateful to have met a new friend today. Her name is Michelle Blood. How are you, Michelle?
Fantastic, Nelia.
I am so happy that you've joined me today and on the weekend. So thank you. I know you're a busy lady creating wonderful movements around the world. So thank you for taking the time to join us.
Well, I really believe in what you're doing, and so I think this is going to be very inspiring for others and a lot of heart.
Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you so much. So let's just dive right in. We've got lots to talk about today. I'm going to let you guys know a little bit more about Michelle. So Michelle Blood, she is a successful, multi-talented lady. She was a rock singer in Australia, but after a near fatal car accident, she created positive affirmation songs, which not only healed her body, but also took her to worldwide success. This is amazing. I cannot wait to hear more about this story. These affirmation songs affect the left and the right hemispheres of the brain. The lyrics affect the left hemisphere and the melody and the music, the right hemisphere. So the new positive messages go straight into the subconscious mind. This is why millions of people worldwide have downloaded her affirmation power songs. These songs are so uplifting. They cover healing, success, money, joy, confidence. And yeah, they uplift the person immediately. Michelle does so many things, but one of the other things she does is she now teaches others how to live a successful life and experience divine oneness. Her mystical experience webinars and live streams have assisted people globally to transform their lives to the positive. Through her teachings, prayers, and light transmissions, people awaken and experience what they say is impossible. They awaken to their true purpose and begin their path to enlightenment. Michelle has shared the stage and worked with Bob Proctor, Dr. Deepak Chopra, Dr. Wayne Dyer, Jack Canfield, and many other transformational authors and teachers. Her latest book is The Magic of Affirmation Power, and her latest album is Create Miracles, Positive Affirmation Songs to Harmonize Your Mind and Life. Oh my God, where do we begin? So today, we are going to speak about how Michelle healed after her near fatal car accident through the power of affirmations with music. I am a firm believer that music is one of the most healing things that we can experience and share internationally, regardless of language. And there's just so many parts to music that has healed me and brought me back from so many dark times. So let's give a warm welcome to Michelle, and thanks again for joining us.
Thanks, Nelia. Hello, everyone. It's wonderful to be here. We're going to have a lot of joy today.
Yes, absolutely. So Michelle, in the show, I always feel it's important to show where we were and where we came from. So the transformational story. So tell us a little bit about what happened to you in this accident, if you don't mind, and then how did all this transpire into all of this healing and music?
Yeah, it's interesting. Like the worst thing that could ever happen to a rock singer. And we were becoming very successful in Australia. At one stage, we toured 7 years nonstop, worked with huge bands that we would, tour with them, as the first band that comes on, and we got record contract with Time Warner. And I was the lead singer, the manager, and the co-songwriter, and it was extremely challenging to do what I did. But I'd been singing on TV and doing stuff since I was 5, so it was what I did. That was my thing, singing. And then I got into songwriting, which I loved, getting record contracts. Very hard work, very disciplined, but it is so worth it to be doing what you love to do. Traveling sometimes 12 to 14 hours in between cities, because Australia is huge and doesn't have that many people in it. I think it's got about 26 million now, but back then it was about 17 million. So that's about LA County, you know, which is just crazy. Anyway, so one night after a long drive, the truck driver that I was with all the musical equipment, he fell asleep at the wheel. And as the passenger, I was crushed from all the musical instruments. He went into a pole. And it's so fascinating though. We just happened to be across the road from North Sydney Hospital that had one of the best bone specialists in the world on duty.
Wow.
So after, you know, many long operations and months, I got out of the hospital and had a miraculous healing through something that I discovered while I was in the hospital, like a satori, like a brand new thing that happened that awakened me to there's something more that I can do in life. Because just being a rock singer and writing your own songs and everything, it gets very insulated and you're not really part of what's going on in the rest of the world. And I feel for someone to have a really fulfilling life, even if you're doing what you love to do, there has to be moments of spreading out of consciousness and noticing things in the world and just getting out of, it's not a rut I was in, but I realized I had not really examined what I could do with my life.
That's amazing. I'm picturing the fear that you had in that moment though, when everything had transpired and you ended up in the hospital. And then you probably, I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong, but maybe you had analyzed, you know, what you were doing and you went through some areas of fear and maybe uncertainty of what am I going to do now? And then when this revelation happened to you while you were in the hospital, how life-saving that sounds. Like,
yeah, it was just amazing because the doctors say, you know, if you can walk again, if you even survive the next operation, they're very, very blunt in Australia. I don't know what they're like here. You're like, holy.
oh my goodness.
Anyway, so I had a life-changing experience when someone put on a tape for me, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, where none of the audio book mattered to me because I couldn't move, so I couldn't read a book. So they put on these tapes. And I wasn't aware of that side of the world of transformation or motivational stuff because who needed that? I was Till of the Hun, my band used to say.
You're so focused.
Yeah, exactly.
Focused in what you're
and really
doing.
Looked after myself because when you're singing for 5 to 6 hours a night and traveling, you have to look after your voice extremely well. So I lived a very, very healthy life as well. So all those myths about what you rock and roll people do. Even Mick Jagger says when he's on tour, he doesn't drink or smoke or anything. He says, because I got to look after my voice. He said, I leave that up to Keith.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. So when the chapter came on, Nelia, where he's talking about his little infant son was born deaf, completely deaf. And he would go into his little infant son's room every night for years and do this auto-suggestion affirmations and say, you can hear perfectly, you are strong, you are confident, you are happy, you got, you know, just all this stuff, you can hear perfectly. Blah, blah. And by the time he was 4, he had 30% hearing, which all the doctors actually said was impossible. And there was something that clicked within me, Nelia, that I just knew this is going to work for me. And so an affirmation is a positive statement you have to say to yourself about yourself that you want to have happen that hasn't happened yet. And you have to, he said, you have to emotionalize it so that it will go into the treasury of your subconscious mind. Now, people talk about the law of attraction and everything since The Secret. But the thing is, the Buddha said 2,500 years ago, you are what you think. Everything we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world. So it was never a secret that our mind, that mind power and the positive thoughts can change people's lives. But the thing with the affirmation, do you want to hear what happened next, Nelia?
Absolutely.
Are you ready? Drum roll. Can't help it, the muso in me. So what happened next was I stopped doing this. I am healed. I know I am. I love myself. I am my friend. Because I was doing it over and over again. But the thing is, the doubting mind didn't believe it. So it wouldn't go into the subconscious mind. And I couldn't emotionalize it and believe it because I'm in a hospital bed being told from specialists, the next operation, blah, blah, blah. You know? And
yes,
so
it was defeating.
So I just said, well, it's not going to work for me. So, I tried. Don't use that word, guys. Anyway. And so just a little while later, as a singer-songwriter, I had this epiphany, this satori. The sky opened up when I realized I can get it into my subconscious mind through singing it. You're a songwriter, Dopey. You can't get a jingle or a song out of your head. How do kids learn their ABCs? They sing them. That's why advertising agencies spend not millions, but billions a year on a jingle that goes with their product, because your product stays in the head, in the subconscious mind forever. Now, studies have been done now that Johns Hopkins Institution, all these different places that prove that positive music, which they never talked about it before. They said, if you are feeling sick and you listen to blues or something sad that's in a minor key, you will go down a rabbit hole of depression. Whereas if you listen to something in a major key, which I do all my songs in major keys these days, and then if you've find some songs with positive lyrics. But back then we didn't know anything about that. So I sang, I am healed, I know I am. I love myself, I am my friend. And I had a little cassette recorder that I got them to bring in because I owned this little cassette recorder that I used to record all my song ideas so I wouldn't lose them.
Right.
Because sometimes they just come through, you get a song idea and you're like, it's like Mick Jagger said, I can't get no satisfaction. He said, I heard the melody in my head and I heard the lyric and I was going to go back to sleep and I went, oh, no, this could be a hit. You better sing it onto your cassette recorder. So as soon as I heard that years ago, I was like, oh, I'm going to get myself a cassette recorder because you can't remember the songs. But anyway, getting back to the story, I sang it over and over again until I filled that little cassette player up. And then I listened to it over and over again. And after a couple of weeks, I started feeling alive again. I was still in pain, but I felt alive. I felt like, gosh, there's so many things I can still do. I bet you I'll be able to walk again properly. I just knew that I could do something. It was going into my subconscious mind. And at the time, I didn't realize it 300 times faster than trying to say it or write it down. But writing it down is pretty good too, because then you're using more of your senses. But with music, it's a left brain, like you said earlier, are the lyrics, the affirmations, the right brain, the melody and the music, and you have a whole brain experience. So that's why it works so fantastically. And this is why music makes the world go round.
Yes, this is something I believe. And especially for my only personal story as well. Like I said, it did more healing for me than anything. And I agree too, writing and the act of writing is also very healing. But it's so magical for me to hear you say your story, because when we find something, so for some people, saying the affirmations will be their thing. But like you said, for you, you have such this connection with the emotion, with music, that for you, it made sense to do this through song and through, because that's the way you connect the best, right? And you connect the most. And I think that's so fantastic. Music for me elicits like this feeling like nothing else. And it's something that you can do to celebrate, but also you can do to feel less lonely, in those times of darkness. And to use them for affirmations is brilliant. I can see how that works so well, and it's so positive, especially when you're sitting there and people are like, well, no, we don't know how you're going to be. And, it sounds so defeating, but these medical doctors, I guess they have to be real with you, right? But for you to do that and heal yourself and now share that with the world and say, hey, there is possibilities. There are possibilities out there besides what people think are, affirmations. Like there are other ways to express yourself that you should learn about, that you should open up to, because it can really change your life. So I appreciate you sharing that with us.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing is you don't have to sing along. I've got hundreds of affirmation songs for every area of your life. All you have to do is listen. You know what it's like if you hear, especially back in the day when there was actual advertising on radio in between the songs and on television, back in the day of television, you go make your cup of tea when the advertisement comes on. But that's, you would listen to these jingles and you couldn't get them out of your head, even if you didn't like the product. You were like, oh, Toyota.
It's so true.
Find yourself singing along to a jingle about some nuts or something. You're like, what am I doing?
Very memorable. It makes it very memorable. The emotion is easily digested for me.
Yeah, but even without the emotion, it's just the repetitiveness of listening to a melody with a certain message that does go straight into your subconscious mind. It really works so fast. And I love the fact, because back then no one was doing it. That's why after I got out of the hospital, I started writing and creating songs for every area of life, not for the public, but just for me and my band. I said, if this works to heal me like I'm healed, well, then let's do success and be a magnet to money and all the different things that we want to create in our lives to expand what we're doing. Because I said to the guys, we're doing what every other band in Australia has done. We're just doing what's in the box of this is what a band does. And we can get out of that box and create something different and actually make money, instead of just giving it all to the agents, the managers, the road crew. I said, there's so much we could do. We could create merchandise and all these different things. And it was like, just the lights came on. So promoters, journalists started finding out about this miraculous healing that I had. And I went on TV, rock magazines and stuff. And then promoters then, who were promoting people that came out to Australia, like there was Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer, Stuart Wilde, Tony Alessandra, Louise Hay, Bob Proctor, and they would get me and they'd pay me like $5,000 for one gig to just sing in these affirmation songs, get everyone to sing along. And I just couldn't believe it. I was like, I'm lucky if I make that a year in my rock band. As far as not the rock band, we made more than that, of course. But and so it was just unbelievable. And sell your CDs at the back of the room. And I said, what CDs? And they said, well, make some. Just own them. Just do it yourself. And so I did that, and I couldn't believe what was happening. And then Bob Proctor, when he worked with me, toured with me, he just said, I didn't want a singer. But then when I saw what you did and the audience's reaction, he said, and I can't forget any of the lyrics from just two songs I've heard so far. I'm a magnet to money and I am energy. And all of these people said to me as I was touring with them, no one else is doing this. And this is what we teach. We teach affirmations all the time. Why hasn't anyone else thought of it? And I said, probably because, I don't know, just the circumstances were perfect. The spirit within me just said, wow, all the things that I had experienced and lived, writing songs, knowing how to put on a gig, knowing how to put things together, and all the experiences that I had brought me to a place where I could excel in the world of self-improvement and spirituality and putting on events, and still did concerts, still singing, just brought out a new album last year. So I love that I love God so much. I love my higher self so much for bringing all of that. There are no coincidences in life. And now witnessing what comes through, witnessing how people from all walks of life, and I mean, I've got tons of students that don't even speak English, but they feel it. They feel the energy of it. And the Magnet to Money song, I just met a guy in the UK recently, a record producer, who is going to put the Magnet to Money song as a dance thing. And he's got hits in the UK at the moment because he heard someone playing my music at an event in Europe recently. And I don't even know who these people are. They're just playing my music. But anyway, so it's just fascinating to me. I just sort of sit back and witness what's going on. And it's like, you've got to understand, once you start vibrating at a higher vibration through the music and the affirmations bringing you positivity, your frequency, everything is energy. Everyone knows that now. It's not woo-woo Woodstock talk anymore.
Yes.
Everything is energy. We are energy. We are vibration. You can get yourself quickly through all of the tools that are available in this world right now. We've never had so many positive tools available. People, you don't have to have faith anymore. It's been proven scientifically. Use the tools that are available, whether it's my tools or somebody else's tools, whether it's books, visualization recordings, affirmation music, and just sit back and witness it. Be in the moment, be non-attached, but just do it anyway.
I love that. I love that so much. Before we hit record, we were talking about how a lot of us, live life the same every day, and how Groundhog Day just makes the time go fast. What have you noticed? What have you noticed when you just slow down and live in the moment and you do practice these affirmations about the speed of life? I know we were talking about it earlier.
Yeah, it's fascinating. When you're busy, and I don't mean busy, I don't even like that word. When you've got a full life and you're living creatively, and you know that you're on purpose every day. It's not just about you being insulated with me, or my. It's my cat, it's my dog, it's my car. It's just a car, it's a cat. Everything's, like about ownership, and we forget then that there are other people. We've got to open our periphery to the world and feel, because we're all living in a tapestry. We're all connected. And when we can start thinking of others, but it's very challenging to start thinking of others when you're living a life of a fog, when you're doing the same thing over and over again. And you know that saying, people expecting change when they're doing the same thing over and over again is the, definition of insanity.
Yes. Yes.
Stop the insanity. So when you start living a creative life and think about giving to others and how they're doing, and start tithing your money to, beautiful organizations that are helping the world, you really, really change your life. You change your life completely. And when you're traveling and you're visiting the world, and you're opening your eyes and your heart to other things, to nature, to the puppy dog that just walked into my yard, to all of these beautiful things, time slows down, because you're living in the moment. You're living in the now as much as you can, because you're focused on certain things. But when you're living in Groundhog Day, the reason everything feels like you get so tired at the end of the day of working, why would you be tired at the end of the day of working? Because you're in a fog. You have to lift up that speed of vibration. Your frequency has to go higher and higher, and you can't do that on your own. The old saying, you can't do it alone, but you can't do it on your own. There are tools out there. Look, if you're watching this now, the beautiful podcast that Nellie has put on is to assist you. I'll give you a beautiful case study, Nellie. There was a case study done for people that couldn't get out of their depression. They were put on all these terrible pharmaceuticals and all that stuff I just can't stand. Yes. Because they were depressed. Or sometimes pharmaceuticals, if it's a real imbalance, I'm not saying they're all bad, but generally doctors just tend to go, just take this, take this, take this. You can't sleep, take this. And then the person's just fogged.
Comatose.
Coma, slipped into something more comfortable like a coma. So what they did was, this brilliant woman, doctor, psychiatrist, she got them all her patients, her test patients, to go out every day for 2 weeks, and they had to go to certain homes, old people's homes, vets, make sandwiches for them, play music for them, play Scrabble with them, and give their heart to others. And 98% of all of those cases that were the worst case scenario cases were healed from their depression because they had learnt how to give. Isn't that beautiful?
That does not surprise me. I feel that all the time. And oh my God, it's what I live for. And I've seen it firsthand. And it's what I'm hoping to share with the world. And thank you so much for sharing that with us, because it's so true. I find that medications, like you said, they have their place, but most of the time they numb us instead of letting us express who we are. They do the opposite of what we need to do. I think all of those things, when we give and express our gifts and share what we have with each other, that's where the love is formed, and the connections and the relationships that bring all of this healing. I think it's so important. And that's why I love that we're talking about music as well, because I don't know, my listeners know how much music plays such a big part in everything that I do. I'm not a great musician. I'm not a great singer like you. I don't have all of those experiences, but I can feel it and I can understand it. And sometimes it's not how I play things or what I'm playing, it's how I play them, right? Whether it's the silences or the pauses and the rests and the music, or the heavy, let's get this rage and anger out, because I love everything, from heavy metal to gospel to everything in between, anything that makes me feel. And to hear you saying about giving back, and especially through music, I get it. Like, I understand it. It's just, I hope that everybody who's listening, if they haven't been a part of that, try that, open up yourself, and and take Michelle's advice. I think it's phenomenal. And I do believe wholeheartedly that 98, like you were saying, 98% of those people. And I think that's just so beautiful to me. You were also talking about traveling and how you need to see, the dog running into your yard, and you need to experience all of these things. I think when we do that, and especially through music, we can celebrate our similarities rather than separate us with our differences. I feel like we're so much more alike, and music really brings that people together. Whether, like you said, you have international students and people don't speak English, and music is it reaches everyone. I think it's just phenomenal to me. I love it.
Yeah, it's will I give away what I'm going to give away to all your listeners and audience right now?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. Are you ready? Drum roll.
I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm excited.
The Magic of Affirmation Power. I just did a TV show with Jack Canfield talking about this book and what's in it. He just loved it. I've known Jack, I'm just name dropping, but I've known him for 25 years. But anyway, what this book covers is what an affirmation is, find out what you want to help you find how you look at your thoughts, how money is energy and how to create money into your life, visualization, the power of meditation, because that's extremely important for your awakening, responsibility and the solution in life, fear and love, how you do a daily action list so you get more done in less time, gratitude and appreciation, giving, what is consciousness, affirmations, and more. Plus, in the book, I have links to many of my best-selling products like Magnetic Creative Visualization, some of my songs for success, my affirmation music for success. How to do a daily list, so many different things, all for free. So it's not just a book. And
wow.
also one of my best-selling products is the Practice of Meditation video training to teach you how to begin meditation, because once you begin meditation, you will be so at peace, you will be less stressful, your immunization is higher. Your blood pressure is so low. I went to a doctor once for a checkup, and he said, you either are just about to die or you meditate.
I
He
love
said,
it.
because he's a meditator himself. I ended up a friend of his, but he said, because your blood pressure is very, very low for such a healthy person. I said, yeah, I kind of meditate a bit.
Oh, that's funny. Wow, that's
And so,
incredible.
yeah, so the link is michelleblood.com, MICHELEBLOOD. Yes, that's my real name. Blame my daddy.
Love it.
michelleblood.com/giving.
Oh my gosh, this is incredible. This is so generous of you. Thank you. And you
Well,
can just,
I
yeah.
just think it's great if someone can just begin immediately. They don't have to then search around the internet for tools or anything. They can just begin immediately. And even if they have attempted other forms of an awakening or have more success or to get out of depression, and you're still back there, that means your frequency, like air conditioning, you go up, you think you've learned something new, and then you're coming back down again. This will assist you to wake up once and for all and begin your life again, begin a new life, and you'll be able to see possibilities you never saw before, because they've always been there. They've just been masked from you Groundhog Daying.
I hope people that are listening right now just realize what kind of gift you just gave us, because it really, nothing is more important in life than taking care of yourself, because you can't give what you don't have, you know? And the fact that you found the gift in that horrible accident that happened to you, and you're using that to change the lives of people around you, I respect that more than anything.
Thank
And I
you.
think people should really take advantage of what you're offering here and not just listen to the show, because you do have to, nothing changes if nothing changes. So, we can say we want to live a better life. We can say we want to feel less sadness and anxiety, and we want to live better, but we have to take action, and you're providing something that people can grab onto, that people can act on right away to give them that. So there are no excuses, you know. Take advantage of what Michelle's offering you, because yeah, I can't wait to dive right in.
Yeah, and this show is all about giving. So, one thing that I would love for you all to do is every single day, who can I give to today?
Yes.
You will find yourself so much happier. What can I give? Can I give money to someone? Can I give a tithe to the Red Cross or Salvation Army, which is my favorite,
Mm.
or a smile? Or what about a funny animal video to all of my friends to make, just to uplift them? And
Mm.
when you send your email, just go more love as you're sending it, and they'll feel that vibration, and smile more often. Whenever
Mm.
you're on the phone, I don't care if you're doing business or what you're doing, people get so serious when they're talking about money or business. Smile. Don't be attached to being emotional about things that you don't have. Instead, look at it, what you do have, be grateful for what you do have. And one of the ways to be grateful, we don't use the word gratitude or grateful so much in our language. We use the word thank you. Thank you.
Mm.
So it's more powerful an affirmation to say, thank you for my beautiful life. Thank you for my health and vitality. Thank you that every day in every divine right way, I'm richer and richer, richer in money, richer in friendship, rich in divine soul, richer in giving.
Thank you. This is such an amazing reminder to everyone to, yeah, when you give even a little bit every day, like I find some of the easiest ways to give is your time. You can really change someone's life by just giving them you and giving them your time. And I think the more you take the emphasis off of yourself and your troubles, and the more you not forget, but the more they don't seem like they're the end of the world, the more hope you have, the more you realize life is not about you. You know, it's about all these people that you touch. And I'm so excited to listen in and to read the book and to hit the links and to listen into this music because I want to lower my blood pressure and people think that I'm meditating. You know, this is awesome. I love it.
So, yeah, and send me your mailing address because I'm going to send you a few things that I think you'll enjoy.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you.
Because I still am old-fashioned. I like
Oh,
to
me
actually
too.
read a book.
You know, it makes you feel, yeah, I do too. It makes you feel sort of not like just one in a million people. It really gives you that personal touch. Like I
Yeah.
love receiving, you know, even handmade letters. And you know, when I write my poems, or sometimes I do songwriting, it's all, I never do it on the computer. I always handwrite it first,
Oh, yeah,
then
of
I put it
course.
on there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just, I don't know. I feel like it connects me more with
Yeah.
what I'm
I,
doing.
I teach people how to write books because I've written so many books, and I taught myself a formula for writing books. So I've just recently re-released my book writing course.
Mm,
It's Secret Formula for Bookwriting.com. And in that, it teaches you so many easy ways to be creative, to do how to do audio programs. But one of the most exciting things that we've just launched is our Magnet to Money app.
wow, that's exciting.
Yeah, 11 months worth of work working with developers. I didn't realize when we started that, and there's got like over 60 affirmations, positive affirmations for you, for your prosperity and for your health, and and the Magnet to Money song, which is millions of people have played it all over the world. So you get little reminders every hour or every 2 hours.
Mm.
And so if whatever you want to remind yourself of, oh, I'm going to meditate or I'm going to think something positive, then the song comes on and you're filling your conscious mind and your subconscious mind with thoughts of prosperity and fun and joy. And it's important that people have money. This particular world plane is filled with the energy of money or lack of money. And so one of the things that I love to do is assist people to start to attract, make money doing something that they're creative about and that they love to do that's helping others as well. And everything is possible for everyone. Magnettomoneyapp.com. It's only 99 cents.
Wow, that's amazing. It's, you know, when I first think of affirmations, like a lot of people, we think, oh, okay, it's got to be serious and it's got to be, you know, a certain way. And you really just make it fun and doable. And people can actually take action because so many times things stop us because they're either too difficult or they take up too much of our time. You know, we have so many reasons and excuses. And I think that everything we've talked about today sounds so fun and engaging. And I think it's going to really help people take action. I'm excited.
Yeah, it will. And, you know, I mean, we're in perfect synergy. And you know what synergy is? It's red hot energy.
You have an amazing voice, honestly. It's so powerful. I love it.
Yeah, when Bob Proctor and he actually wrote that song with me, Synergy. And
Mm.
it's such a fun song. And music just immediately gets you into a high vibration. And even if you don't listen to my music, but why wouldn't you? Anyway, I Feel Good by James Brown. I think that's one of the most positive affirmation songs in the world.
Oh,
I
good.
feel
I can
good.
hear it now.
And I knew that I would.
I never thought of it that way, but absolutely. When you say you've written a lot of books, I mean, I've read here somewhere that somewhere close to like that you've worked on like 80 books.
Well, actually, I've got over 100 products, books. I've ghost written books for spirituality and sci-fi type of authors that needed some help. And just, you know, the first book I wrote in a week. And I found this secret formula to how to write books. And if you want it, I'll gift it to you. If you want it, you know, no problem, because it's just so many people get stuck. But, you know, this is audiobooks, CDs, lots of different programs.
That's amazing.
TV shows, videos, just tons. If you're interested in listening to a lot of interesting topics, if you go to themysticalexperience.com, I've got tons of free videos there covering everything you can imagine, from karma, what is karma, to meditation, to how do you get yourself out of a rut, to how to write a book, to, I mean, every subject under the sun is all spirit to me. It's all energy. And I think it's so fascinating to continue your education and to learn something new and to wake up those mental faculties and your past life experiences. Everyone has got all of these amazing gifts that they've learnt, not just in this lifetime.
Mm.
And it's so important to awaken them. Why could Mozart play concertos at 3 years of age? Past life experience. It's not like duh. Everyone doesn't believe in past lives. It's, you have unique gifts that you have made into something beautiful in a past life, and you can awaken all of those gifts. It's fascinating to watch. Wow, I can do that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think we need to do that.
Like in the Matrix. Wow, I can do Kung Fu.
And we need to awaken those gifts, because I think like when we're alive, we have a responsibility to share those with other people.
Yeah. Well, it's not about sharing them with other people. It's about awakening them for you to awaken.
Yes.
Because as you awaken, you can help other people. It's not about, and I know you know this, but I'm just, emphasizing, it's not about ever needing to impress other people. If you're doing something to impress other people, or you want to buy something to impress other people, don't do it, because nobody's thinking about you, or they're not going to be impressed. They may be jealous. They may think, oh, you're up yourself. No one cares about you.
Once I think if we all awaken,
you've got to care about you.
Exactly.
And then you care about other people. It's like, on the plane, put the oxygen mask on yourself first, kiddo.
Yes. And I love that you help us awaken that within ourselves, because I think because a lot of people can't see their talents and gifts. They find it very hard, and they're very
peekaboo. Oh, I thought I had a creative idea. Where'd it go? Peekaboo.
Oh, I just did a talk about how we don't think we're creative.
Oh, everyone's creative.
Yes, exactly.
And everyone is creative. I mean, how you have to use your mental faculty to learn how to write and read or sing or dance or communicate. That is learning how to drive a car. It's being creative. It's your right side. It's like Bob Proctor used to say, and I love it. It's like there's this terror barrier that people have got, and they won't jump over the terror barrier. What's on the other side of the terror barrier is creative life, full life. You see colors you never saw before. You see opportunities and ways to create opportunities, but you have to get out of your fog. Then you will see, oh my gosh. One of my students, he's like, stop it, Michelle, stop it. I keep inventing new things and I've got so many creative ideas. I said, well, write them all down in a book and begin one.
Yes.
Because you don't want to have all those creative ideas and then not fulfill them. You'll lose your confidence in yourself if you don't do what you say you're going to do.
Yes, the ideas come, but the hard part is actually implementing them and get started. And then you get so passionate about it that it doesn't become hard at all. It's just so freeing.
Exactly.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much for sharing your enthusiasm and just, all of these wonderful, wonderful ways that we can enlighten and awaken ourselves and take something that could have broken you and changed it into something that really made you even come alive even more. So I respect that. And I really appreciate you coming here today and sharing it with people who need to hear that. So many of us need to be told and be taught these things. So thank you so much.
Well, Nelia, thank you for putting on such a positive, beautiful podcast and sharing my message and other people's message and your message to the world. We are all connected. We are, whether you like it or not, we're all, the divine presence within me is exactly the same divine presence within each person, but just some people's, they've got this beautiful diamond, say, for example, and it's clogged with past experiences and hurts and things where you feel you're broken. And once you begin to make a decision to change your life, it begins to shine up again and you can feel yourself. You can feel your heart. So thank you, Nelia.
Thank you so much, Michelle. And again, just let us know where we can find you before we go and everybody can.
Well, you can get the free stuff at
Yeah.
michelleblood.com/giving. And all of my products are on, all my music's on iTunes, Amazon. You can find it everywhere. If you go to the mystical, is it the mystical experience? I can't think right now. Yes, the
I'll put the
mystical,
links in.
yeah, the mysticalexperience.com. You can watch all those free videos. And if you choose to, you can become part of this wonderful thing, the mystical experience, where we've got people, we do these Zoom calls every 2 weeks with people in over 26 countries. People have made connections together from all walks of life, and absolutely the most amazing, happy, fun people. And we do meditation and we do affirmations, and everyone just is in a high, beautiful spirit. So experience that for yourself. And just again, thank you.
Thank you so much, Michelle. You're incredible. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode. If you enjoyed what you heard, please subscribe or leave a review. See you next week on the Giving Starts With You podcast.